is the Writer's Almanac for Wednesday, the 6th of January, 2021. It's the birthday of the man who said writing is like driving a car at night. You can only see as far as your headlights illuminate, but you can make the whole trip that way. That was E.L. Doctorow, Edgar Lawrence Doctorow, born in the Bronx, 1931, best known for his novel Ragtime. Takes place in and around New York as World War I is looming. Fictional characters interacting with historical figures, Evelyn Nesbit and Henry Ford, Teddy Roosevelt, Harry Houdini, and so forth. Doctorow went to college, got out of the Army, worked as a reservations clerk at LaGuardia, script reader at CBS Television. He was an editor at Dial Press, and then quit and started working on his novel, The Book of Daniel. Came out in 1971. 3 years later came Ragtime, made into a movie by Milos Forman and adapted for Broadway, became a long-running musical. E.L. Doctorow, who said, when you're writing a book, you don't really think about it critically. You don't want to know too well what you're doing. First, you write the book, then you find the justification for it. The book is constructed as a conversation with someone doing most of the talking and someone doing most of the listening. It's the birthday of Barry Lopez, born in Port Chester, New York, 1945, author of Arctic Dreams and of Wolves and Men. Barry Lopez, who said everything is held together with stories. That is all that is holding us together, stories and compassion. It's the birthday of the novelist Elizabeth Strout, born Portland, Maine, 1956. Her family lived in Maine for 8 generations, grew up in a series of small towns. Her first novel was Amy and Isabel, 1998, followed by a book of linked short stories, Olive Kittredge, and in between, a bestseller, Abide With Me. And it's the birthday of the poet Khalil Gibran, born in a mountain village in Lebanon in 1883. His mother brought her 4 children to America. They settled in Boston. Members of the Boston aristocracy found Gibran charming. They invited him to social gatherings where he recited his poems. And he was heard by Alfred A. Knopf, who published his book, The Prophet, in 1923, which became very popular in the 1960s. And Khalil Gibran, now the 3rd best-selling poet in history, after William Shakespeare and Lao Tzu. Here's a poem for today by Crystal Liebrich, entitled New Year Love. I remember our breath in the icy air and how the northern lights gathered in a haze at the horizon, spread up past the water tower, then vanished into the dark. I remember that January night in North Dakota. We left the dance, the hoods of our dad's Air Force parkas zipped tight, our bare hands pulled into the coat sleeves. We ran into the wind, down the drifting sidewalks of our 8th grade lives to the brick and clapboard row houses on Spruce Street. We ducked between buildings, and you pulled me close. A flickering light from someone's TV screen, a kitchen window, your fingers tracing my face, your hair brushing my eyes, your skin, your lips, my legs, my heart. I remember that January night in North Dakota, but I can't remember your name. A poem by Crystal Liebrich, New Year Love, used by permission of the poet here on the Writer's Almanac, funded by donations from listeners like you, now available on PRX for distribution by your local radio station. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.